provided by Thomas Allgaier and Franis, based on the most relevant posts on LinkedIn about account-based marketing in CW 3637. Franis is a B2B market research company working with enterprises to optimize their campaigns with account and executive insights far beyond AI. Welcome, deep divers. We've gathered the most impactful account-based marketing trends buzzing on LinkedIn over the last couple of weeks, and we're ready to really unpack them with you. Our focus today, cutting through the noise, looking at operational discipline, not just hype. We'll explore human-led creative and how AI fits in as, well, a serious force multiplier.
That's right. This deep dive is really designed to help you as a B2B marketing pro figure out what's genuinely moving the needle in ABM right now. We're aiming to go beyond just summaries and find those actionable insights you can actually use in your own strategies. So we'll be looking at what works, what's changing, and maybe most importantly, why it matters to you and your business. Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's dive straight into our first big theme. This one's all about ABM as more of a business transformation and getting those strategic foundations right. What really jumped out from LinkedIn was the significant reframing of ABM. It's clearly less about just one campaign, a quick fix.
Right.
And much more about a fundamental shift in how businesses operate strategically.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how many posts really drive that idea home. You take someone like Subramaniam Krishnan, he views ABM not just as like a campaign tactic, but as a core business transformation discipline.
Transformation, okay.
And then Ryan Hall adds another interesting layer. He frames ABM as a powerful set of tactics, sure, but within a broader sales engine.
Yeah.
He really emphasizes it shouldn't, dominate your entire sales playbook. It's one effective lever used correctly.
I think that clarification is really crucial. It shifts the view from ABM being the strategy to ABM enabling the strategy. So what does this actually mean for people trying to start or maybe improve their ABM? Deanna Graves pointed out a common and pretty costly mistake. Companies buying ABM tech, say, like 6 cents, before they've actually built a clear, tailored strategy.
The classic tech-first approach. And the result, as Deanna explains it, often zero impact. You waste the investment. And maybe worse, the sales team just doesn't buy in.
Exactly.
So the message is crystal clear. Strategy first. Build it, get agreement on it, then think about expanding the tech's reach. Otherwise, you're putting the cart before the horse.
So if tech isn't the starting point, that begs the question, how do you figure out the best strategy for your specific company?
Right.
Samara Donald offered some really good guidance here. She stressed that generic best practices, well, they aren't always best for your unique situation.
Exactly. You need a customized rubric. Samara suggests evaluating things like customer centricity, strategic alignment, repeatability, scalability, and even regional adaptability. It's about tailoring the approach to your business context, not just copying someone else.
That makes sure your ABM strategy is actually sustainable, not just chasing a trend. And that emphasis on customization is so important, especially when we look at why ABM sometimes fails. Declan Mulkeen really hammered home the root causes.
Yeah, what did he highlight?
Things like a lack of leadership buy-in, maybe no clear link to the big business objectives, rushing the implementation steps, and often just wildly unrealistic expectations right at the beginning.
Yeah, Declan goes further. He basically says ABM only truly works when it's treated as a new way of doing business. It can't just be a quick fix or some 3-month pilot program. It needs that long-term commitment, that mindset shift across the organization. It's foundational.
Right. It's structural. And connecting this to what's actually happening out there, Alexei Jovin's audit of over 50 B2B companies, really eye-opening.
What did it find?
Only a tiny fraction, about 3%, are doing what he calls true 1.1 ABM. That super ultra-personalized approach for maybe fewer than 25 accounts.
Wow, 3%. That's remarkably low, isn't it?
It really is.
It suggests that while 1.1 ABM might be the ideal everyone talks about, maybe many companies are over-aiming or just don't meet that strict definition. This audit helps us see the whole spectrum, right? From intense one-to-one to more programmatic styles and even what Alexei calls targeted demand gen.
Yeah, it shows there isn't just one way. There are many effective flavors of ABM.
Exactly. Not everyone needs to be doing true 1.1.
Okay, so moving from those strategic foundations, our next theme really drills down into precision. There was a huge focus on LinkedIn about how we define and target accounts with, well, much greater accuracy, less broad strokes, more surgical.
Indeed. The discussion really highlights moving away from those, let's say, generic ideal customer profiles towards deeply understanding problem fit segmentation and then intentionally selecting those real priority accounts. Phivos Oresti's ABM playbook, for instance, it emphasizes really studying your existing customers to build back-tested ICP models.
Back-tested models, okay.
Yeah, and meticulously mapping your total addressable market. It's dynamic, data-driven, forget static lists.
And this precision, it's not just theory. It directly impacts results.
Right.
Jonathan Bland's analysis showed, get this, a 33% increase in click-through rates and a 31% jump in conversion rates.
Wow.
Just by using target account lists on LinkedIn compared to their native audiences, that's a huge boost from just refining the target.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? When your messaging is crafted for a list you've really vetted, accounts that genuinely fit your criteria is going to resonate more. It speaks directly to their needs. Every impression just counts more.
Okay, and here's where it gets really practical for building that targeting strategy. Mason Cosby offered this multi-layered approach.
Oh, interesting. How does that work?
He recommends starting with your absolute best customers, find those common threads. Then layer in insights from customer success.
To avoid churn risks.
Exactly. Avoid accounts likely to churn quickly. And then even pressure test it with finance data to make sure they're not just winnable, but actually profitable accounts.
I really like that approach from Mason. It's not just about who could buy, but who should buy and who's likely to be a good long-term partner.
Good point.
And crucially, he emphasizes targeting isn't set it and forget it.
Right. It needs refreshing.
Every 6 months or so, you need to fold in win-loss insights, track market shifts, adapt to product changes. It has to be a living roadmap for sales and marketing.
That continuous refinement is key, especially in fast-moving markets. And we also saw Wendy Lee highlighting regional differences.
Like in APAC.
Exactly. She noted that in APAC, for example, localization often beats those one-size-fits-all global playbooks. A good reminder that even the sharpest ICP needs local tuning.
Absolutely. Cultural context matters.
Okay, so the discussion around who we target naturally flows into how we engage them. And the LinkedIn posts were just buzzing about signals and understanding buying groups. This is really where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, what's striking here is this strong consensus building around buying groups. They're seen as the core unit for planning and pipeline, not just individuals, not even the whole account in the abstract. Gabe Rogel made a really compelling point.
What was that?
He said pipeline maps directly to buying groups, not the account itself. That shift in perspective, it's critical for making ABM operational and predictable.
So if buying groups are the core, what's the risk or the cost of not listening to the signals they send out?
Othmane Kadri painted a pretty vivid picture of that. He described how ignoring clear buyer signals, like a VP of sales, heating your site multiple times with no follow-up.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Right. It leads to massive wasted resources, completely missed opportunities, and ultimately your performance just declines.
He even offered a practical 5-step plan to fix that kind of issue in 30 days. Shows the direct impact of just acting on those clues.
It's about closing that gap between seeing interest and actually doing something proactive about it.
And building on that, Sammy Goetze shared some frankly incredible results. They combined AI with intent signals.
Okay.
And raised positive reply rates for their LinkedIn outreach from the typical maybe 1-2% up to over 20%.
20%, that's huge.
And get this, they closed 6-figure deals in less than 3 months using this approach.
Wow. Beyond just tracking signals, Sammy actually breaks down the different types, first, second, third-party signals they monitor. It really highlights that AI plus intent isn't just future talk, it's delivering these kinds of massive results now.
But it's important to be clear about what intent signals actually are, right? Debjit Sen reinforced this point.
What was his take?
He stated very clearly, intent signals are not leads, they're not definitive buying intent, they're just clues.
Okay. An important distinction.
The real value, he says, comes from how you act on those clues.
Precisely. Debjit's advice is basically, choose your signals wisely, define with sales what's actually worth acting on.
Collaboration is key.
Absolutely. Bring all those insights together in one place, and then plan value-adding plays that actually make the conversation easier for the sales team. It's the strategy around the signals that unlocks the power.
And Vladimir Blagojevich goes even deeper on this. He argues that those true buying intent signals, the obvious hand raises, they're actually pretty rare.
Interesting. So what's the role of other signals then?
He sees them as eliminating that black box in the middle of the funnel, helping you move accounts from just passive engagement towards a real opportunity.
Okay, so guiding them along the journey.
Exactly. Vladimir provides this framework for defining signals, like, is it about awareness, a business trigger, a product need?
And then aligning specific sales and marketing actions to each signal type. He cautions against treating all signals the same, reinforcing Dibjit's point about context.
Yeah, understanding the why behind the signal is crucial to avoid wasting effort.
Okay, moved on. Our deep dive also showed a really clear, powerful emphasis on orchestration across channels and making sure every single interaction feels deeply personal. This is where ABM can really deliver those tailored experiences.
Okay, let's unpack that. JLL reminds us that true ABM really is multi-touch orchestration across sales and marketing.
Right, breaking down silos.
Totally. We're talking email, LinkedIn, direct mail, SDR outreach, events, all meticulously aligned around the same account journey.
No more disconnected campaigns. It needs to be a cohesive system speaking with one voice.
And that holistic approach, it translates directly into needing serious personalization. Romeo Mann shared that hyper-personalized landing pages,
Okay.
the ones that reference a prospect's brand colors, maybe recent hires, their strategic priorities, they convert at an astounding 15-25%.
15 to 25%. Wow, that's incredible uplift for a landing page.
It's phenomenal. How are people even achieving that kind of personalization at scale?
Well, Romeo actually detailed how they're doing it. They're using AI plus tools like Clay, that's a data enrichment tool, and Webflow, the website builder. They use these to dynamically generate hundreds of unique landing pages.
Hundreds. Wow.
Yeah, it basically makes every prospect feel like they're your only prospect, drastically boosts relevance, and, well, obviously conversion.
Okay, and here's a really interesting angle on the content side. A bit of a flip on traditional content marketing. Michael Leibovich introduced this powerful idea, prospect stories.
Prospect stories, what does that mean?
It means creating content with your actual target accounts, giving them the spotlight.
Oh, I see, like featuring them.
Exactly. Imagine featuring a target account in an interview or maybe a mini case study where they are the hero of the story, not just the customer.
That's a really fresh take.
Yeah.
It must build incredible trust, makes them feel seen, right?
Totally. And it shapes the pipeline by elevating them as partners, not just targets. Content becomes collaboration.
And if we connect that to how people consume information, Ziv Scheinfeld and Dorothea Gosling both highlighted something powerful. People listen to people more than brands.
So true.
Ziv's thought leader ad strategy, for example, it leverages personal profiles over generic brand pages, builds authenticity, builds trust.
Which translates directly into opportunity.
Exactly, that authentic storytelling
Yeah.
from real people. It creates belief. It often decides who wins.
And for those maybe smaller, super targeted audiences, Joshua Stout recommended ultra-personalized messaging.
Yeah.
Like rotating ads and content to create a really bespoke journey, calling out the specific company or role, maybe using their logo, directly hitting their pain points, deep relevance for maximum impact.
Making every touch point incredibly specific. Got it.
Okay, now, we can't talk ABM today without talking AI. It's unavoidable. The posts from the last 2 weeks make it absolutely clear. AI isn't just the future anymore. It's here, now. And it's a massive force multiplier for ABM.
Yeah, what's fascinating is the consistent message coming through, like from Lorenzo Spinozzi. He says AI enhances the ABM method.
Enhances, not replaces.
Exactly. It accelerates mapping, personalization, timing. It makes existing ABM smarter and faster. And Dan Rowe even envisions AI platforms learning in real time, predicting intent before humans could even spot it.
Predicting intent. That's a potential game changer. And for anyone listening who's wondering, okay, how do I actually use AI right now?
Good question.
Katya Terpolskaya shared 5 really practical AI workflows.
Like what?
Covering everything from enhanced account discovery and targeting using tools like Clay, HubSpot, Zapier.
Okay, the tech stack.
Right. To crafting hyper-personalized content with tools like, I think it was Claude MCP, and even predictive pipeline optimization.
And the results she reported.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this. A 454% ROI using these methods.
Wow, 454%.
Yeah. That number alone should be a wake-up call for every B2B marketer. Start experimenting, start integrating AI strategically. It's not just efficiency, it's significant ROI.
Okay, that 454% is huge. If someone listening wants to start, what's maybe the lowest hanging fruit, the quickest win to get buy-in?
Well, Looking at Katya's example, starting with that intelligent account discovery and maybe the hyper-personalized content generation, those often show tangible results fastest. It leverages AI for scale and relevance where it's already strong.
Makes sense.
But, Ambrakash Garupanan offered a really great nuanced view on where AI truly shines in enterprise ABM.
Where's that?
Sharper customer intelligence, better competitive insights, personalization at scale, definitely, but also optimizing content for AI searches and even creating custom GPTs as strategic assets.
Custom GPTs. Interesting. But he also added a caution, right?
He did, a wise one. He clarified that enterprise ABM cannot be fully automated.
Why not?
Because that crucial alignment across marketing, sales, CS, leadership, it still absolutely requires human judgment, empathy. AI amplifies, but it doesn't replace the human touch.
Got it. AI assists, it doesn't take over strategy.
Precisely. And Aaron Carpenter really drives this point home. He says, AI isn't the future of ABM, it's right now. But then his data shows this critical gap. Only 36% of teams actually have a concrete plan for AI.
Only 36%. That's a big gap.
It's a massive opportunity and a clear call to action. Get strategic about AI, folks.
And building on that idea of influence, Michael Hardy suggested something interesting. The new B2B influencers, they aren't just people anymore.
Who are they then?
LLMs, large language models.
The AIs themselves.
Yeah. He outlined this playbook where LinkedIn thought leaders, combined with ABM, maybe using tools like Funnel Fuel, can leverage this credibility.
How so?
Turning that human influencer investment into powerful ad creatives, seeding citations for long-term gains. It's this blend of human and machine influence, recognizing how trust and info spread now.
Fascinating. Okay, for our final theme, but arguably the most foundational one, let's zero in on sales and marketing alignment. How they truly work together, and how we measure impact that actually matters to the business. This is often where ABM succeeds or fails.
Okay, let's unpack this. Dean McGinnis was very, very direct on this point.
How direct?
He basically said, if sales isn't involved, you're not running ABM. You're just doing targeted marketing and calling it ABM. Ouch.
Pretty blunt.
But clear. He emphasizes real ABM works only when sales and marketing move together. Co-creating plays, coordinating outreach. That alignment isn't optional, it's fundamental.
And that sentiment was echoed by others too, like Michaela Munetsk and Fred Diamond. They both stressed alignment as crucial. Their focus was on building deep trust between the teams and deploying customized messaging together at every stage of the buyer journey.
It's an ongoing rhythm, right? Not a one-off project.
Exactly. Continuous collaboration.
So if that's the model, what does this alignment mean for measurement? What should we actually track?
Javel, L, and Gabe Rogel were very clear here. The shift is definitely away from being MQL-centric.
Okay, so less focus on MQLs.
Much less. Instead, the focus is on things like account engagement, buying committee coverage, stage progression, and ultimately direct pipeline impact.
What?
Yeah. Gabe Rogel put it powerfully. ABM isn't the goal. Pipeline is. And buying groups are the bridge between the two.
That's a great quote. Shifts the focus from activity to outcome.
Critical distinction, moving from lead quantity to engagement quality within key accounts. However, Andrei Zinkovich offered a bit of a challenge to the common advice of just ditching MQLs completely without a replacement.
Oh. What was his perspective?
He suggested the problem isn't necessarily the MQL definition itself, but rather the broken playbook often associated with it.
So fix the process, not just the metric.
Kind of. His recommendation. Refine the playbook. Treat MQLs as just one engagement signal among others. Pair it with strong account engagement metrics. Track velocity. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, maybe.
Okay, a more nuanced view.
And Oliver Marshall put it very simply in the end. What truly matters? Does sales believe the account is worth their time and effort?
The ultimate test.
If it passes that test, your measurement framework is probably doing its job.
Makes sense. Okay, so tying a lot of this together, here's a final thought for you to mull over. As AI gets better and better at automating personalized outreach, at uncovering buying signals, how do we, as B2B marketers, make sure we're not just driving efficient campaigns? How do we also foster that deep human trust, that genuine partnership that ultimately differentiates a brand and secures those really big, long-term, high-value deals? Something to think about. If you enjoyed this deep dive, new editions drop every 2 weeks. Also check out our other editions covering field marketing, channel and partner marketing, AI in B2B, MarTech, go-to-market, and social selling. Thanks so much for diving deep with us into the latest ABM insights from LinkedIn today. We really hope this gave you some valuable takeaways and some truly actionable ideas for your own B2B marketing strategies.
Yeah, we really appreciate you spending your time with us. And hey, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.